I'm Jill Williams. I live here in Warren County. I worked with Healthy Families in Northern Shenandoah Valley for 25 years. I just recently retired. For a little while, Healthy Families Northern Shenandoah Valley separated, and we had Healthy Families just Warren County. When they branched off, I came with them in Warren County. And then after a few years, Valley Health had us join back together again. When I started with Healthy Families Warren County, even before we branched off, I got involved with the board, with the Warren Coalition Board. As part of Warren County, I wanted to get to know my community a little bit better, so I got involved with the board. And Jeffrey Rodman was the director at first, and then there was someone else in between. And then when she left, they needed someone else to kind of take over Warren Coalition. So I was asked to kind of fill in for a while. So I filled in for a little while, and then I ended up becoming the director. So for a little while there, I was the director of Healthy Families Warren County, actually program manager and director of the Warren Coalition. So I was trying to do both. That was a little challenging. Kept us very, very busy, but enjoyed it a lot, and was so blessed to work with both programs with wonderful people. I kind of oversaw things, but really the staff are the ones that were really out there doing all the work. So they were so committed and wonderful, but most of it was with the high school students, and they just kept things going. Wonderful group of people to work with. I remember when we were doing wine and craft festivals and things like that, we had designated driver tables and things like that. I think all the programs they did, Strengthening Families, College Access Network, the one-on-one. Of course, I worked with families with young children, but I know the Strengthening Families program I thought was wonderful because they're trying to work with the parents and the children, trying to build up, give them parenting tools and tips to work with. I know that just working with the teenagers in the school, there's lots of challenges. They are going through all those ages and stages, and just knowing that the staff we worked with, they're so committed, very caring, went above and beyond with them. Mothers Against Drug Drivers, we had a couple of people that were working along those lines, you know, just trying to reinforce how important it was to stay sober and not drive under the influence and the repercussions for that. I think nowadays just those are still issues, still concerns in working with the high school students. But I know the drugs and alcohol are so prevalent. I know in my work too, even with the marijuana issues along those lines have become, you know, they may legalize it, but it doesn't mean it's better. I know it's a lot worse than it used to be back in my day. I think it's so important. The youth of today, I think, are challenged. The families today are challenged. And I think Warren Coalition, Warren County Community Health Coalition, they tap into all aspects of that. I've attended some of the classes that Krista's put on and the coalition. Very beneficial to our community. I'm so grateful for that, just educating us as a community, not just parents, but students, so it kind of trickles down for all ages. And I know that we see you. I've seen that out there, and I know it just says we care. And I think in this world where there's so many challenges, financial, otherwise, so many things tearing our kids in other directions, whatever the case may be, I think the coalition just works well together to try to support families, support kids, support our youth, and just that cohesive, trying to say we're here, we care. And I think we need that. We were talking a little bit about the unplugging cell phones. You know, I think parents and students and children of all ages nowadays are so drawn to those cell phones. How nice if you're encouraging them to really tap into their children and their families and say, you're important, let's have a conversation. The cell phones don't fill in the gap that parents do. When you mentioned the We See You, I think invisible. I can remember sometimes people walk around and they say, I feel like I'm invisible and nobody even knows me, nobody sees me, I just can walk through and nobody acknowledges me. But how nice when you have somebody say, hey, we care, we see you, you are important, and if you need help, how can I help and build you up? But also, you know, let's share, let's talk, let's get to know each other. I think as the Warren Coalition, we're all about community. How can we draw our community together? How can we support each other? I hope you will join me in congratulating the Warren Coalition for their 30 years. And I think they're a wonderful program. I hope they continue for 30 more years. But please join me in supporting the Warren Coalition and all the wonderful work they do. Thank you.